Hey, what's up, people? It's Crohn's boy. I'm on here. I just wanted to talk about people with inflammatory bowel diseases and how they're constantly negative. I'm not sure if this is your experience or just my experience, but what I'm going to admit is the more people like I see on some listservs, not all listservs, but some listservs and some blogs that I read about Crohn's, colitis, irritable bowel syndrome, it seems like there's just people sitting there and they're almost like drowning themselves in their self-pity, you know what I mean? And it's just for anybody that's like starting a new diet or starting something new, you know what I mean? Like I advise you to stay away from that, because that negative attitude, that pessimism, that pessimistic attitude, you know what I mean? It gets you nowhere. Like it just puts you back in regards to your progress, you know what I mean? When I first started and I was looking for another way, all I heard is people saying, no, there's never a cure. You're never going to heal yourself. You're going to have arthritis. You're going to have all this other bad stuff. And you know what I mean? And, you know, I lost that attitude, and look where I am today. You know, I'm a healthy guy, and I can't really complain. You don't hear me complaining. But I just get really upset when I hear people, that's all they do, you know what I mean? And I love it when I see people listing all these crazy symptoms, like fibromyalgia, this, that, all these bad things, you know what I mean? I can tell you this, you know what I mean? Try to stay away from the people that are just going to talk negative, you know what I mean? Because those people are not going to help you in your healing progress. You know what I mean? One thing that I do to keep happy or keep excited, you know what I mean, is I adopted this principle that I heard from Tony Robbins that says live every day with an attitude of gratitude. I know that might sound bogus, but really what it comes down to is saying, you know what, every day you live, you know, try to be thankful for something and say, okay, well, you know what, in this day, what do I have to be thankful for, you know? And whether that be getting to see the ocean or getting to do the things you love or spending time with somebody you love, maybe a girlfriend, maybe a sexy girl sitting right beside you, or vice versa, you know what I mean? I think you definitely have to look for the positive things in life, because when you start dwelling on something negative, that's the vicious cycle and you get wrapped up in it. You know, but all I know is as soon as I've adopted the principles and incorporating into my life and just having that attitude of gratitude, it's got me farther in my healing progress, farther in my like personal relationship life. Like it's got me ahead in so many different ways, you know what I mean? All I can say is, you know, try doing that for a week or two and you'll notice, you know what, you start having that attitude of gratitude and it's like, wow, you know, the first 2 days you're starting to feel a little bit better, but by the 2 weeks you're doing it, you're like, you know what, man, this sucks that I have this disease, but when it comes down to it, I'm just pretty glad that I'm here, you know, because it could be a lot worse in any situation. Another thing that really helps me out a lot, or at least when I was sick or when I was having a flare-up, or is, you know what, I always look for the humor in anything, and I'd ask myself, you know what, no matter how bad this situation is, there's some humor in it, you know. And I'll take back an example. I remember when I was going to the bathroom probably about 15 times a day, you know, for like a week or 2 weeks straight. It was just brutal during a flare, and I was thinking, you know what, I'm sitting on the toilet right next to the bathtub, and I'm thinking, okay, what's funny about this situation? And then I started to think, and I was like, you know what, I feel really bad for my asshole. You know what I mean? Like, I feel really bad for my anus. Imagine what it puts up with right now. You know what I mean? It's got to go through, like, it's just chapped. Come on. Like, you got to feel bad for him. Look, for that poor guy, you know? He's putting up with so much to help us out, you know? And then just made me laugh. Like, everything, you know? Whether that being having the trots all the time or some of this stuff. I know it's not funny to everybody, but you know what? It worked for me. You know, because then I remember all the crappy times when I'm feeling good, and you know, it makes me respect life and feel that much better when I am doing good. You know, so I know I have a very direct attitude, and some of you might not like it, but you know what, this is me. You know, so you can take it or leave it. But you know, I hope I can just give some of you guys hope, and some of you telling you know what I mean. Like, I think with inflammatory bowel disease and all this stuff and the malnutrition we have, it probably does cause some type of depression or anxiety, but you know, and hopefully as you get your health back, you lose some of that. But just because we might get some of that through maybe not having enough supplements or whatever it might be, I think it's still a good time to try to implement certain things, like having the attitude of gratitude, or you know, trying to have that good sense of humor of thinking what's funny about the situation. And believe me, when you ask your brain something, a question, it'll shoot back an answer, you know. So if you're saying, you know what do I have to be happy for, I'm sure your brain will come up with a few things. Or what's funny about this situation, believe me, you know, it works for me, so hopefully it'll work for you. Crohn's boy saying peace, later.